On today's roundtable, I've brought together a very interesting diverse group of delegates to discuss the changing shape of business through the current crisis. Joining me is Effie, a leading independent fintech business advisor and influencer. Tim, who is a senior director at Chapman. Philip Meyer, who is a leading financing specialist. Ricardo, who is a cash management and treasury specialist with Delega and Deutsche Bank. And finally, Jerry, who is the CEO of Agribody Technologies. So to get the whole discussion going, Effie, why don't you let us know how you've been affected by everything that's going on?
So I'm based in Switzerland. I was crazy enough in the beginning of March to go to London for 1 week to attend the blockchain week. And of course, when I went there, the attendance was dismal. And then when I came back, I started seeing that Switzerland was, taking some measures. But given that we are in the center of Europe and neighboring with 3 countries and a lot of people that cross borders from Italy, France, and Germany to come to work, this has taken a long time to shut the borders and really isolate. We have, unfortunately, very high numbers per capita of infections, and they're rising every day. The last number I saw yesterday was over 14,000 people infected. We're over 300 deaths. And I must say that culturally, decentralization as a political system here in Switzerland. We all know, all of us in blockchain, that Switzerland is the closest real example of governance, decentralized governance. And in this crisis situation, it has not helped because each canton takes its own strict or not strict measures. There's disagreement, and of course, up until a few days ago, and even now, you can move freely from canton to canton. My husband walks around with a mask and gloves, and everybody looks at him. He doesn't look Chinese, but I'm just saying this to say that it still looks odd. So that's kind of on a personal basis. Being close to Italy emotionally is scary. The fact that we're in Switzerland, and from inside information, I know that the medical sort of community, the hospitals and so on, are prepared. We feel safe. So in terms of business, honestly, I, as an advisor, being in fintech, being in blockchain, I'm used to working remotely. So I must say that it wasn't difficult for me to switch to this mode. From a client perspective, anything that has to do with investments, it has slowed down, has come to a halt. Any promising, any funding that I am aware of directly through my clients or indirectly. There is a lot of fear in the fintech community, especially in the subsector that is B2C, and they're mainly growth plays, not revenue plays, because they're not going to be able to have funding easily. So that's a concern. In the crypto space, we have other concerns because obviously no asset has performed as expected, cryptocurrencies included. So that gives you the picture, the momentum, being here in Switzerland, the crypto ecosystem and crypto valley. So for now, I think, from a sentiment perspective, we are not at the bottom, but we are definitely at a very low point. Having said that, on the positive side, I see a lot of my clients and potential clients too, they are taking the time to think of thought leadership strategies. I'm in that space quite a an overweight, sort of speak. So they're looking at that, how to establish themselves, how to revisit their strategies, and redesign online offerings and communication with their clients, and how they should do it, whether they should be taking sort of advantage of the coronavirus or being neutral. I don't want to go into more details. I'd like to hear from everybody else and add to that. My last comment is that I'm waiting to see through this crisis what kind of new institution in financial services will come out of this. If you look historically at what has happened, the Federal Reserve came out of the Great Depression. What will come out of this? It is, of course, unclear, but we're starting to think about what can come out. Will it be a hybrid organization that is looking at wealth and health? What will come out, and what kind of countries and institutions will sit around the table and create some overseeing organization or agency out of this crisis.
If you would like to listen to the rest of this roundtable, please visit reveal-insight.com. That's reveal-insight.com. Thanks for listening.